I would immediately like create that front end offer for, whatever. You could charge $1, you could charge $7, you can charge $9, whatever you want, as long as it's something that they're looking for and actively searching for. And then on the thank you page, you immediately make them an offer. Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand podcast. I'm your host, Scott Boker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Rock Your Brand podcast. This is episode 969, and I am fired up because if you've been following along with this 3-part case study, today is the 3rd part. And this part here, I saved for last because, well, it's something that I discovered by going through this entire process with Dawn. And if you missed the last 2 parts of this case study, you're going to want to go back and listen. And it's going to be episode 966 and 954. And what Dawn has done here is she has taken my advice from about a year and a half ago and went from 30 visitors to 1,500 to sometimes 1,600 visitors per day, well over 30,000 visitors per month by following this. And inside of part 2, we broke down the exact content creation strategy, how she's done it. But then as we were going through this, it kind of turns into a coaching call. And from there, she actually starts coaching me on this other strategy, which she didn't even realize was a strategy that she was doing that allows her to get featured, her content to get featured on other sites, which in turn gives her a very powerful backlink, which Google also likes. She broke down this strategy in detail. So this is a strategy anyone can use. It will also help your site get authority. It'll help it rank higher in the search when you are trying to post content. And over time, it will definitely make your site have more authority. So she breaks that down. The other thing that happens here is we start digging into her Pinterest and realize that there's some missed opportunity there. We uncover that, we unpack it, and I give her the strategy to deploy. And you can take that same strategy. And then the last thing we do is we dig into her email list, but also her email marketing. And let me just say, a lot of people are like Dawn, where they're a little, I guess, afraid to send emails that sell directly. Now, she's been putting in a few links here and there, but nothing that's been a straight promotion. And I really tried to coach her on this. And we're going to see. We're going to have her back on another time as a follow-up to see how she's done with all of this. All right. And we're just going to track her progress. But there's a lot in this episode too. So the one before this, I had to break it in half because, well, I didn't want to overwhelm you. And that one there was just totally a breakdown on how to write content, get content ranked, and everything that it takes to do that. And then this one here will really build on that and then also allow you to continue to grow your traffic. All right, so this one here is 969. Again, if you want to listen to those other ones, I'll link it up in the show notes to this one, which is brandcreators.com/969. But man, there's a lot here. This is a full training you're about to listen to. All right, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
So HARO stands for Help a Reporter Out. The website is helpareporter.com. And you sign up for free. There are 2 sides to HARO. There are the bloggers and journalists who submit queries. They're writing projects that they have in the works, and they just need to get some content or quotes for them. And then the other side are people like me who are, subject matter experts, PR professionals, ordinary everyday citizens, people who just want to see themselves in print or, virtual print, if so it may be. And they put out a newsletter 3 times a day that I peruse 3 times a day. And it's just a list of, I'm looking for information on, N95 masks. I'm looking for information on how to conceive after 40. There's all an incredibly wide range of topics. And if there's one that you feel qualified to respond to, you click on one of the hyperlinks in the newsletter that you get. It leads you to some more details about what they're looking for. You submit a query. It goes into a a Harrow, help a reporter out mailbox that ultimately delivers your pitch response to the journalist or blogger. And then
Okay.
if they're interested, they contact you.
Oh, wow. And so the query that you're submitting, is that just like you giving some information about what you could help out with?
Right. So, for example, one of the ones that I responded to, which actually is one of my most, and I was just telling Steve this, but one of my most successful blog posts ever was the query was, "What is a Munchkin cat?" Which is it's just a cat it's a short-legged cat that has
Hmm.
dwarfism, basically. And I wrote a really, really good response, and I did not actually get in the paper or in the whatever the publication was for that one.
Mm.
But because I put a lot of work into my query, I went back and actually expounded upon it further for my own blog post. That is one of my most successful blog posts ever. I got 12,000 visits, organic visits to my website in 2020 on that blog post, which actually didn't even end up in a publication. And
Wow.
so, well, I can't even remember your original question now. I'm talking too much.
No, it was no, not that. That was great. It was just really like the query that you submit. So it's really just telling them that I can write on this and give you information on this.
More importantly, you actually give them the information because for the most part, they don't
Oh,
actually even contact you back again. Once you've given them the information, they will take it and run with it. Very rarely do I get somebody reaching back out to me to say, actually, I want some more information on this topic. Do you know? So I was in a Long Island newspaper about microchipping your cat, and I was the exclusive source that she ended up using. And she had some more, well, can you microchip a kitten? Could you, things that I had
mm,
not answered in my pitch
okay.
back to her. So, but
Now,
for the most part, you put everything into that pitch that you know about the topic or you've researched about the topic and practically write the article for the person to increase the chances that they're going to use you and the information that you submitted in their story.
oh, okay. So, yeah, so you're basically writing the article in a sense to send to them,
Exactly.
for the most part.
Yes, you
So
should.
you might write an article that might not ever get picked up, but you could then turn around and use it on your own website if it doesn't get picked up.
I do. Exactly. I don't want to waste any effort. I've
Yeah.
already put that
No,
time into researching Munchkin cats. Why not write a blog post about it?
but so how does that work? I'm just curious because if you get that, it comes across in your, it comes in your inbox and you see it and you're like, okay, I could definitely do that. Like you got to write that article like fast and get it to them so someone else doesn't submit one.
Oh,
Like how much time do you have?
you got it.
Is
So,
that it?
yeah, that's it. But what I do is, I actually keep a Word document with all of my, not every single one of my Harrow responses, but the ones that I know are likely to come up. You'll find that the same queries come up over and over again, especially
Ah,
seasonal queries or business
got it.
related queries they're often the same topics. And so I keep the responses in a little database, basically,
Mhm.
and with a little index so that I can find it again pretty easily. And then I just either tweak it a little for whatever the specific question is that the person is asking, or I mean, many times I just cut and paste, use it wholesale. I'm ready to go. I don't have to put that much effort into it. It took me a little while to develop the database,
Mm,
but now I have it and I can respond pretty quickly. Now, for something like the Munchkin Cat thing, I obviously haven't written that one before, or there
mhm.
are others like that too. So I do the research, assuming I'm able to that day, and I do it pretty quickly because, as you pointed out, you have to be one of the first ones in, or they'll use somebody else.
Mm,
But I know that I'm doing that with the idea that I'm going to use it in my blog later if it doesn't pan out. I'm not
mm.
going to wait. This is not wasted effort. I didn't just put an hour into this for nothing or 2 hours or whatever it is.
Right.
I'm going to use it.
Got it. Okay. I love this. I was not that familiar with that, to be honest with you. And so I'm learning something right now. And I'm also, as the old brain over here is cranking away here, Don, I'm like, damn, Don, you could probably teach a workshop on this, man, and charge for it. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, this might be like this could be something. This could be a fast track workshop. Oh my gosh. Because I'm serious because you again, like, so I just want people to know too, we're going a little bit down a little rabbit hole here, but this is good because again, like I'm listening to you and I'm like, damn, like people would pay for this. Like they would pay for information to figure out how to do this organically to get really good links and also give your brand more authority because now you're able to show that you've been featured or you've been, displayed or whatever. So all that comes with it. And like, how could you do this and start to do this, even if it wasn't, even if it wasn't you necessarily writing all this stuff, if you had a writer that you could have do this for you, that supports your, your brand, you're getting these
Absolutely.
quality backlinks. It's I don't want to get your brain going into that direction, but there's something here. For sure. I mean, I'm looking at your backlinking profile right here just through Uber Suggest. And I mean, you've got some that you got links coming from sites that have domain authorities of 95. That one there was from, let's see here, PayPal, an article on PayPal, budget friendly social media marketing strategies. And it says target was the catinthebox.com/product/presale ginger loaf. So you might have created something using, do you know about that PayPal one?
Yes, I'm familiar with that one. I remember helping that journalist out with that story. And
Okay.
the information that I gave her was related to a product that I sell. It's a gingerbread house for cats. And I talked about my holiday social media marketing strategy for selling my gingerbread house. And so they linked back directly to my product on that one.
That's beautiful. It's ginger loaf house is the anchor text.
Right.
So basically the text that's in the article that's getting linked over is ginger loaf house. The page authority is a 48 and the domain from PayPal obviously is a 95. So that's incredible. And then you've got, let's see, and these are all follow links too. So I can see the no follows and the follows. Adopting a pet. Ask yourself these questions first. NBCnews.com. That one's a domain authority of 93, page authority of 52. The name of the anchor text is Cat in the Box. So there you go. You've got another one here. Let's see, Munchkin Cats, the wiener dogs of the feline world. How stuff works. The source is animals.howstuffworks.com. And the target was your website. And again, the anchor text is Cat in the Box, domain authority of 92, page authority of 49. It's pretty incredible. I mean, you've got over 107, you got 1,500 backlinks. I'm just looking at the 117 that are on this first page. So Dawn, keep doing what you're doing.
Well, it's all you, Scott. I told you I wouldn't have
not this backlinking thing. Like the backlinking thing, we just kind of stumbled on a little bit of a gold mine here, because I do believe that yes, you putting out this content is definitely what's gotten you the traffic. But I also think by you consistently and slowly, not like you're out there aggressively trying to get like a whole bunch of these backlinks, but you're naturally doing it, and it makes a lot of sense. And so I don't talk a lot about backlinking strategies. If I was going to add a backlinking strategy, it would definitely be something like this, because it's natural and organic. You're not going to a site that basically will say, we'll get your article on these sites for you. Right. And then they go out and they do it. Or you build your own little blog network and then you link to yourself, but yet it looks like you're linking or being linked from others. So there's all this black hat, gray hat stuff you can do. I never get involved in any of that stuff. But this, on the other hand, I like this. I like this a lot. I do. So I might be picking your brain on that one.
Anytime.
Yeah. That's really, really cool. Okay. So now that we've established that you've got a nice little backlinking strategy going, which you didn't even know that you were actually doing for that reason, but yet you wanted to get featured and all that stuff. So where did the traffic, or when did you start to notice like, that's interesting, I'm starting to see some people showing up to the website?
Not
when did
immediately.
that start to hit?
Not immediately. And I can truly say that often it takes months for something that I wrote, 6 or 8 months ago. And then I can start, when I look on my analytics on my Shopify site, I can see it's sort of bubbling its way up to the top. Mm-hmm. So some articles that I've written, like, nobody visits. And I think, well, that one just went into the ether. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. But then you see like, oh, I think I had one, noises cats love, noises cats hate. And that one, like, no traction at all, no traction. But I'm watching it move its way up my list now. So I don't know why that happens. I don't know why it takes so long. Maybe you can tell me. But my feeling is just keep writing. And if enough time passes, they'll move their way up.
Yeah. And I think there is seasonality to some, right? Like we know that, right? Your gingerbread house is going to be more popular around the holidays, probably, right? But, I do think that you do need to give it time. It's like anything, right? Like You have to give it time. Some articles are going to be harder to rank for, and it's just going to take longer for it to show up that you're an authority as well, and you're indexed. And so there's no science that, like, we have no idea, and we don't really care. We just want to keep writing, and we know that eventually something could pop, right? Like the Munchkin one did for you, right? Like that there's driving a lot of traffic, to your website. The one about bathing a cat, that one's, that one's going, doing well. So yeah, there isn't, and a lot of people ask it. They're like, well, how long can I expect? I'm like, you got to give it at least minimum 3 months, and more like 6 to 9, right? And then you can't look at it and go, oh, I wrote that was a waste of time. No, you wrote it. It's there. If someone comes on your website, they can find it. Or you have to say, but I was still in the rhythm, and I was still in that thing that I produced so many other articles that are doing well.
Right. And I think, as you mentioned earlier, and I've only just started doing this, the internal linking, because I didn't have enough
Mhm.
blog posts to link. I mean, they weren't related enough. But
Mhm.
now that I have enough of them, I can do more internal linking. And I do think that's driving, and I need to do it a little bit more thoughtfully, I guess, to drive, some traffic to pages maybe that haven't done as well.
Mhm.
And think about that one. Oh, how do you give a cat a pill? Like, oh, I probably
Mhm.
should have put that one in. How do you know your cat is sick? Like, I probably could have worked that in there at some point, but I
Mhm.
I need to think more, just, I guess, more thoughtfully about doing that.
Yeah. And as you get more articles, it becomes a little bit more of a challenge. Now you're on Shopify. You're building all your blog content on Shopify.
Right? Because I didn't give that much thought either. I
Yeah,
figured I
that's
already had,
okay.
you know, yeah.
Shopify, people always ask me, Scott, what do you prefer? I prefer WordPress, but Shopify is still a great platform for blogging if you're going to use it for the blogging feature as well. I think Google likes Shopify. They like WordPress too.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I had already started and established it, so I'd say keep running with it.
Right.
I was going to say, and I don't think there's anything for Shopify, but for WordPress, there's a really cool plugin called Link Whisperer, which is from Spencer Hawes. That right there is a game changer, because literally it will populate at the very bottom. Once you install this plugin, it'll tell you all of the stuff where it would make sense in that article to link over to, and it makes it automatic. And all you got to do is say yes or no. And then boom, it's done. Like I could literally write a post, and at the end of it, it'll say there's 20 recommendations. And then I can say yes, no, yes, 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 no, and then just hit save, and automatically it links over with the anchor text and everything. It's done.
That would be really, really handy right about now.
Yeah. So for you, it's going to be like, you almost have to, like, you probably, if you're doing it on the fly, obviously, but then you might even need to say, okay, once a month, I got to go and do like a day of auditing and kind of seeing where I can do this,
Right.
which would be definitely worth your time. What kind of site time are people spending on your site if you're looking in your analytics? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I thought it was around like a minute 40 or something like that. So, but I'm not
That's fine.
sure, and I'm not sure if
That's
that
fine.
also, I guess that's not just the blog. That's the other things too.
Yeah, that's everything. That's everything. You can look at just your pages, I believe, just your page views, which I think that would be a good number, because then that's showing like page view time, and then you can look at individual pages. Not that I'd go down that road, but I mean, a minute's still good,
Mhm.
as long as they're not jumping and then jumping right off. You know what I mean? Like going to the page and then clicking away. What else are you doing to promote the content?
Well, I do a couple things. So one of the things I do is promote it to social media. So if it's a business related topic, I will post to LinkedIn and Twitter. And if it's a cat related topic or a pet related topic, I usually post to my Facebook page and to Pinterest. And I have an Instagram account, but I've only got 9,000 followers. And until I can get to that 10,000, threshold where I can do a swipe up, I'm not posting those to Instagram yet. Um, but the Pinterest ones do seem to drive traffic, because I do think Pinterest is a search engine, and people are looking like, why does my cat headbutt me? And I have
Yep.
that one in there, and
Yep.
people will click to it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Pinterest is huge for you. Do you know how much traffic's coming from Pinterest for you
I think what it
monthly?
says is that I get most of my social media traffic, but it doesn't look like a ton. So I
Okay.
think most people are actually just coming from Google.
Okay. Well, that's good. And it's also good news, because it means that you have a whole nother opportunity with Pinterest.
Right.
What are you doing? per post, are you creating a pin per post?
Yes.
Okay. And are you putting that on your site and on Pinterest?
Yeah. So I post the article on my site, then I use the little rich pin thing or whatever they call
Mhm.
it now,
Yep.
and post to my Pinterest page, and then a bunch of other cat related Pinterest boards that I'm allowed to post to.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, because I think that having it there is the image that you're putting on your website a Pinterest friendly size? Meaning, is it like, I think it's like 1,000 by 1,500, or are you just putting it on there and people can just pin the image that's there?
They can pin the image that's there, and also it does not seem to be a problem. Like when I go and look at the pin on Pinterest, it always looks fine. But I don't have, when you say Pinterest friendly, like I don't have like text over the picture
Mm.
like some Pinterest pins do.
That would be something that I would play with a little bit. And I'll tell you why. Because when you put your image there and people are seeing it on a board, it doesn't tell them what it is.
So they don't see the headline. That's true, right?
Yeah. So any of the images that we do, we're number one, we're always making one image specifically for Pinterest. So that image immediately goes at the footer of the blog post. And it basically says, here's a Pinterest, or here's a Pinterest image so you can save to your favorite board.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Right. And then when they do that, now they're pinning it to their board. And then when people are searching for why does cat's head butt, they're going to scroll and they read that and they go, that's the one I want to read. But if they just see the picture, it doesn't really tell them what they're going to receive.
That is brilliant,
Right.
actually.
And
I
then
never
the same
thought of
thing, you
that.
would take
Yeah,
that pin, even though you've put it on your website, you would go to a best of board of yours, best of cat in the box. And then you would then pin that picture, the one that says what the blog post is, link over to your blog post, little mini description, and you're done.
I need to do that.
Yeah,
That's
I would definitely do. It's
smart.
worth the
Yeah,
time. I mean, Canva. I mean, going to
yeah, that's what
Canva.
I used. Yeah,
Yeah, if you use Canva, they've got one already built for you. All you got to do is go in and modify it, and it take you like 5 minutes.
that's
Just grab
right.
an
Right.
image, put the overlay of the text, write the text, the title of the blog post, save, add it to your website with it saying, "Hey, here's a Pinterest friendly image." Pin it to your favorite board, and then take that same image, put it on your board, best of, with a link going back to your site.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, I would
I
definitely
wasn't
do
even
that.
thinking. I wasn't thinking about how people receive it on Pinterest. I was
Mhm,
just, automatically doing it. But
mhm.
that is a brilliant way to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And it won't be a lot of time. I mean, if you're doing the blog post, it's like one more step. Like
Right.
literally. I mean, you already have the Pinterest account set up. You've
Everything's
got
all done. Yeah.
probably a board you can pin it to. And if not, just create a best of board. And the best of board is going to be all of your content. So that's kind of our strategy that we've been using, is like we create like 10, 12 boards all on various topics of that niche, but we always have one that will only have our content on. Right. The other ones will have like mixed bag. It'll be like other people's stuff that we find that's
Yeah.
good, and we kind of build those out. But then those that you're creating on your best of, those can be discovered on Google all by themselves. So if someone does a Google search, they'll find that Pinterest board that you created, or the pin that will link directly over to Pinterest, but then will lead them directly back to your
That's
website.
wow. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. So
That's
see, we got phase 2 here.
yeah. That's
Right.
right.
So I want to see
Have me
your
back in a
Pinterest.
year.
I want to see your Pinterest traffic almost as high as your Google traffic.
Right. Right.
Like literally, like our site that we sold here recently, we were getting probably 30% of all of our traffic from Pinterest.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was upwards of like, I want to say, gosh, probably like 25 or 30,000 a month. Just organic, just from people doing searches on Pinterest
Well, that's
and
the
coming
thing. Like
over to the site.
that's free traffic that I wasn't taking advantage of because I wasn't doing
Right.
it the right way.
Right. Because to me, if you're on Pinterest, it's images, right? It's all images. And if your text is not on that image, I don't know what it is.
Right. I was thinking because I see it when I'm creating it. I don't actually spend a lot of time on Pinterest, but I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking that they don't see the headline.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. They just see the picture. They're going to see a cat yawning or something. And they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the one that says what I want to know. Right.
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can actually go back and do that for every single one I've
Yeah.
already posted. I'm just going
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. 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 That'd be cool. All right. Well, is there anything else that we need to discuss here other than we discovered you have a really cool backlinking strategy that we didn't even know that was happening? I mean, we knew it, but we didn't really know it. I didn't know it. That's phenomenal. I'm excited about that. I got to go look into that myself. Um, Is there anything else that we need to talk about? I mean, your traffic is up. It seems like it's going up month over month. And you know what I wanted to talk about real quick is the email. So you have a pop-up that comes on. I love your pop-up, by the way, too. Um, what does it say the minute it pops up?
Why is my cat so weird or something like that? Is that the one?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, here it is. Cat's in your inbox. Join our newsletter to get a cat-tastic news and fun cat things. So I like that, but I would love you to come up with a more specific lead magnet.
Well, I actually have a lead magnet. I think it
Okay.
shows it in the bottom pop-up. I don't even know what you call that, the one that comes up from the
Okay.
bottom. But it's a ebook called Why is My Cat So Weird?
Oh, good. Okay.
It is
Okay.
it was a kind of a compilation of some of my blog posts about some of the really bizarre things that cats do. It's like a really graphical, very attractively laid out PDF.
Oh,
But I
nice.
actually think it's too academic, is my thought for people.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm thinking I might do something a little lighter.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's worth playing around with. I mean, now that you have traffic too, when you have that pop-up come on, it's like nice to immediately, give them an opportunity to join not just a newsletter, but more of a, whatever they're looking like when people are coming here, obviously they have cats, but what would they want to receive weekly or, every couple of weeks? Cat news is cool, but it's like, what are they looking for? And then, could be cat health, could even just be,
It's my
'cause
blog
you could
post,
have like
actually.
cat photo contests and stuff. Like you could do some really cool stuff. So we'd have to brainstorm on that. But I do like the educational piece though. I do like maybe a checklist or something,
Yeah.
or you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like something that's quick and easy, but also a quick win for them.
Yep. Like, what do you
Um,
need when you bring a new cat home or something like that?
yeah, exactly. So for like the new owner, that would be amazing because now you know that they're a new cat owner and you know that all of your content is going to help them, whether it's choosing the right breed. Like I think that'd be a good one.
Hmm.
Like, um, 10 of the most popular cat breeds, and what you should know before adopting, you
Hmm.
know, like something like that. And then it's like if someone's searching for it, and that would be great content for you to create is like, what's the best cat breed for families, like something like that. And then, those people coming in are going to be brand new and they're like, oh, I need all of this cat stuff when I'm getting a new cat. And oh, these are cool little boxes. I'm going to buy one of them too, and then you can promote all your stuff. How is the list building going for you?
Well, I'm only doing it sort of really just, you know, people who come and they sign up. So I'm not actively pursuing
Okay.
it, but over the last year, I think it's tripled
Nice. Nice. That's really good. And so how often are you sending email?
once a week, like religion.
Perfect. I'm glad you said that. Glad you said that. And are you sending them like your latest blog post? Are you? Yeah.
So I do I have it just sort of set up like so that it's easy to do. I'm just doing
Yeah.
the same thing every week. So the first thing will be the blog post. So,
Mhm.
something that might, would be of interest to a cat owner.
Mhm.
Second thing is some little thing that just promotes one of my products, just a little
Good.
picture of it and,
Mhm.
a click to buy it. And then the third thing would be if I got a backlink that week, if I appeared in an article, I would have that down at the bottom. And the idea of that is just
Perfect.
to, confer, a sense that I know I'm a cat expert, I know what I'm
Yep.
talking about, or that
Yep.
other resources are looking to me for input. And I'm not saying that anybody ever clicks on that article, or I don't
Mhm.
even know if they read it. I'm just
Mhm.
saying that it's there. They can maybe glance at it and notice that I'm continually being appearing in these various publications.
I love that. I love that. Whether they click on it or not, it shows that you were on, you know, uh, whatever, NBC or whatever. You're featured, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so it's just building that credibility. I love that. Let me ask you this question: um, Are you doing any direct promotions through your email list?
No, not. I did try one. Maybe it's 2 years ago now, where I actually promoted the lead magnet.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm just allergic to spending money, but I really it was bothering me because
Mm,
I could see the money dripping away on Facebook,
mm.
and I was getting a lot of signups, but I just couldn't enjoy it. I'd rather get it passively like this now, unless maybe I had a budget to do that. That might feel a
Right.
little different for me, but right now I'm just letting it pass. I'm letting the email list passively build.
Okay. So that's fine. Are you promoting to the email list other than just passively like putting in like a little link like, oh, and here's my thing?
Oh, promoting what to them?
Like, so let's say you're going to do a sale on one of your cat boxes.
Oh, yeah. So that's my second section. So it's just like the email looks like the top thing is the blog post, and to sort of excite them to link, click on it and read it. The second thing is one of my products. I just feature it. I decided not to do sales. So I just feature one of the products and just put a different picture in it every time so that it just looks a little different. And then the third section is that shows if I've been in a publication.
So that's my question. So are you ever doing for 3 days only, you can get X?
I don't, but I don't know if I should, because
Why?
I've had people reach out to me say, do you ever do sales? And I know, like, if I did, I probably would get people to buy it right away. And I did try that at the beginning, and I do tend to get a few sales from that, but it was never like overwhelming. And then I started to feel like people were waiting for a sale. So I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is.
Okay. So I think I remember the last interview that you and I were on, and I asked you this question, Dawn, do you want to make money?
Yes, you did. Yes, I remember that question too.
And you laughed just like you're laughing right now. You do want to make money. Yes, you want to make money. You got to embrace the email and you got to sell. Like, you just have to. Like, it's uncomfortable at first. People want you to. Like, I had a guy recently, his name's Kyle, and he sent me a video and he said, Scott, he bought the playbook for $4.99. And he's like, Scott, I love the playbook. It was great. I got so much out of it. He says, honestly, I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I think it was way underpriced. And honestly, I got one thing I want you to do. I want you to sell me more. He literally told me, I want to buy more stuff from you, but you don't give me the opportunity to. And I thought I do sell. But I think you have to, like, and I mean, you can do what you want to do, but I just know from experience, Steve Chu will tell you the same thing. You're in this because you love what you do. You love the market, but you also want to make some money, right? And
Right.
the more money you can make with this, the more that you can do this and that you can build this and you can build your email list bigger. See, here's the thing. If you had a budget to spend on Facebook ads, you can continue to build that list. And if you build that list, we can turn that list into money almost immediately to pay for the ads.
Right.
Right. Like, I mean, that's the holy grail. Like, I mean, we're working on that like all the time. Like, how do I come up with a self-liquidating offer that still delivers value, but I can compensate and like make up my ad spend so my ad spend goes away and I can scale it to the moon. Right.
Right.
So it's the mindset of like, I don't want to spend the money because there's no money coming in. We need to fix that. We need more money coming in so we have the budget to do that. And the way to do it is you're already sitting on an email list, and I'm not saying you sell every time. I think passively what you're doing is great, but then I think there needs to be, this weekend, we're going to do a 3-day sale for the Cat in the Box because we're going to celebrate Cat Week, right? And then you just starts here, and then here's the link to go buy it. And then if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for being one of our loyal cat, people, whatever. And then the next day you remind them. And then the next day you're going to send 2 emails. I know it's scary. You're going to send 2 emails in a day. You're going to send one in the morning and one at night because the truth is not everyone's going to see your email.
Right.
They're just not. And I guarantee this, and I don't guarantee much, but I guarantee this, you're going to make more money if you send those emails than if you don't.
That's probably true.
I will guarantee that. If there was one bit of advice today, I mean, the Pinterest thing I think is definitely, but you have to start selling, like literally create a promotion that sells. And then after you're done with it, guess what? You come back and you go, all right, this week I got this post for free. And I got, you don't even have to mention a product if you don't want to. I was featured here. And here's an extra article that I put, like, just add more value, right? It's like goodwill, sale. It's like the whole Gary V, right? Jab, 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 right hook. Right. So we got to add that in.
Okay.
Right.
That's part of it.
You need me to take over your
I do.
email.
You want to?
For a week. And let me
you're
just
welcome
send
to
4
it.
emails and I will add more money to your bank account. And I won't be putting it in there. I'll just write the emails.
There you go.
But yeah, I do think that a lot of people though struggle with that. And I did at first too. I'm like, oh, I don't want to come across as salesy. But if you're giving enough value, which you are, you're providing free information. that they can go and consume. They can also be entertained, right? There's all of these features that they're getting. And some people are saying like, they want to buy stuff from you. So you got to sell them, right? And I know selling is a bad word, right? It's like, oh, we don't want to sell. But if you're selling good stuff, which your boxes are amazing, why not? Right? So yeah, I think we got to sell. You got to come up with a sale. I think you got to come up with a promotion calendar, really. And there should be at least one, probably every 6 weeks minimum.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, if you do that, you're going to have an ad budget that you could start running Facebook ads and build that email list. And then you can build a sequence right in place that, maybe they get, maybe an ebook that you put together and you charge $1 for it, but on the back end, they can buy your boxes. Like
Good
immediately.
idea.
Like I would immediately like create that front end offer for, whatever. You could charge $1, you could charge $7, you can charge $9, whatever you want, as long as it's something that they're looking for and actively searching for. And then on the thank you page, you immediately make them an offer. You self-liquidate that offer immediately.
I'm going to let you take it over.
That's tempting. It is very tempting, Dong. I would be like,
my password to my bank account.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to write those emails and press send. I'm actually doing it like literally right now. And I'll say this, I'm transparent with my audience. We just finished up the 7-day content creation challenge. If everyone's listened to this on the podcast, it's already over. It's closed. It's not open as of right now. It probably will be soon. But on the back end of that, like I did that free for 7 days. I didn't charge anybody if they were there live, right? But if they weren't there live to buy the recordings, it was either between 37 and 47, depending on when you bought them. But I'm really qualifying people to be in my academy, right?
Right. I did see that actually. Yep.
Yeah. And so now on the back end of that, I'm making a special offer. And if you guys went through the content creation challenge, you guys received that offer. And people were like blown away by the offer and they were so grateful for the offer. And I'm sending a bunch of emails to only those people, not to my whole list. They raised their hand. They're qualified and they're interested, and they're going to get about 6 emails in about 4 days.
And they want them.
I guarantee I'm not going to get flack from it.
Yeah. They want them. They want your emails.
Because we've already built the relationship, right? They're not like hardcore, like buy this or your, life is going to be terrible. It's just like, here's how we can work together further if you want help, right? That's basically it. So you can do it in a way that is still cool. You know what I mean? We don't have to be salesy.
Right.
But yeah, I'll be following up with you on that. We got to do a little test promotion. Prove my point. All right, Dawn, I'm going to let you go. This has been awesome. But I'm going to be picking your brain on the whole getting some PR. I mean, even for brand creators, I would love to do more of that. I think it's a huge thing. And I actually think that you're sitting on a little workshop there yourself. So
thank you.
We can talk about that. So anyway, Dawn, anything else you want to leave people with about, creating content and being afraid to create content?
Well, I would say dive in and just do it and see what happens. That would be what I would say. See, and give yourself some time to see what happens. But I was probably as surprised as you will be when I saw the results myself.
Yeah. And I love it that you said, give it time, because people will write 3 articles and then go, I'm not getting any traffic. What's going on here? Right. It's like you committed in that review that you left too, by the way, you said, I committed to a year to myself and to Scott, and you go, but now after I went through and I got the results, I'm not stopping. Right.
No, absolutely not.
So
my 1 year was up, but I've written every single week.
Right.
It's March now. So every single week. And I will continue.
You've committed, you've shown up, and now you've seen the results, but you committed. Even if you didn't get 1 visitor, you were still writing for that year.
I said I would do it. So I did it. Yep.
There you go. All right, Dawn, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to definitely have you back on with a follow-up, probably about email. Probably going to talk about email.
No.
Probably going to talk about Pinterest too, because I think you're missing out on that part too. And with
I'm
just
definitely going to do that now.
A little tweak. All right, Dawn, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming back on. Good luck with everything. Let me know if you need any help. You know where I am. And thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that is a wrap. And this one here, my friends, you might want to bookmark this one, save the location, or take all 3 of these and keep them. Because what we uncovered going through this in this 3-part case study was, yes, if you know your market, if you start answering questions in your market, if you commit to doing that on a regular basis and publish, you will start to get traffic. And sometimes it's going to be a lot of traffic, like upwards of 30,000 visitors per month. And then also on top of that, if you take Pinterest and you bolt that on, and we went through that in this episode, really how to do that. And then we bolt on maybe a little bit of outreach and try to get featured on maybe one website a month, get an extra backlink coming in there naturally. And then if we take our email list that we've been building and we send them a few offers, we're going to make more money. So guys, everything that we just did here, that was a full-fledged training. Like that's a 3-part training. So again, make sure that you go grab the show notes here. This will be brandcreators.com/969, and make sure that you go there and take the other links that are there as far as the other episodes. Make sure you go through them, because I'm telling you right now, it's not hard, but you do need to commit to doing it. All right. And I want to thank Dawn once again for being open and transparent and also sharing that cool strategy with us. It's pretty awesome. I'm definitely going to be taking that and using that myself. All right. Now, if you want help with any of this stuff, I would start by grabbing our playbook. All right. Our playbook, I'm making it super affordable because I want to get the foundation set. And then once we get the foundation set, if you want additional training, I mean, we have our email list building fast track workshop. We got our digital product creation fast track workshop. We got our content creation workshop, and we have the playbook that kind of ties it all together. And it's everything that we talk about inside of Brand Creators Academy. So if you want the playbook for a ridiculously low price, head on over to brandcreatorsbook.com. That's where I would start. If you need help on any of the other areas, well, I'll link everything up in the show notes there for you as well. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap up this episode. As always, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now let's rock your brand.